Hi sisters, James Charles here and welcome back to my YouTube channel. I'm now realizing that I'm starting this intro off with my eyebrows already glued down. I probably look crazy, but that should be an indication that today's video is going to be a drag transformation. Last night I was watching my all-time favorite show, RuPaul's Drag Race, and the queens actually had such a cool challenge, and that was to make over 5 different YouTube stars. First of all, very rude that I was not invited. Sister Ru, hit me up girl. I would have been an amazing sister transformation, but regardless, it just really got me in the mood, and it's been a few months now since I've done drag, and it's been a lot of months, or many months, since I've actually filmed a drag tutorial. I've tried so many new techniques, I've been watching so many different videos, and hopefully I've picked up on some brand new things, so I just feeling my woman fantasy today, and I want to do a drag transformation. Starting off, my eyebrows are clearly already glued down, which is a very, very annoying and long, but vital process to any good drag makeup tutorial. I don't think I would look very womanly with the block, bushy eyebrows that I have right now. So we gotta cover up and draw new ones on, which will be coming in a short minute. But I'm gonna start off by priming and moisturizing my face today using the Tatcha Silk Canvas. Just gonna put a light layer of this over my T-zone, especially in my mustache and beard region, just to kind of correct any texture. Before we go into any foundation and really kind of clean up the canvas for all the makeup that we're about to put on, we have one last step, which is going to be color correcting. I'm gonna take the LA Girl Pro Concealer, and this is in the shade Orange, and I'm gonna put this over, oh God, I'm gonna put this over all my, oh, hello, all my beard and mustache areas. I literally am a man and I shave every morning, but I still get 5 o'clock shadow like 3 hours later. I'm very tempted and convinced that I want to get laser surgery, so please let a sister know your experience with that, if it's fun, if it's painful, because I literally do not know, but I'm really tempted to get all this gone. And I'm also going to put a little bit of this over my eyebrows as well, because they're a little dark. And by a little bit, I literally mean cover them up completely. I'm next just gonna take any dense buffing brush and lightly tap out this concealer just so it's kind of evenly distributed and blended all around, because our next step is going to be to set it with powder, but if we put powder right on top of it, it's gonna be a little bit clumpy and gross. So this is just a quick little step in between. All right guys, this is the completed look. I really hope you guys enjoyed, and I will see you in the next one. Bye. I'm gonna take a powder puff and a little bit of translucent powder and just pack it right over top of that orange just to set it in place, and so when we put the foundation on next, it doesn't all get mixed together, because although we definitely want a bronze look, we don't want a Donald Trump glam today. That's for sure. I'm also gonna pack this powder into the brows as well. I have gotten pretty good at brow cover at this point, and I've also shown it in a few other videos beforehand, so make sure to click right up here if you need a tutorial on that. I know I started off this video with it, but it's a very long process, and I did not want to waste 20 minutes of your time teaching you how to glue down your eyebrows today. Pressing in this powder really hard after all the layers of glue will really help eliminate some of that texture, and the powder will kind of fill everything in to create a very blank and flat base for everything to go over top of. This is scary. For foundation today, I'm gonna go into the Krylon TV Paint Stick, and this is in the shade NB. If you guys have never heard of these foundation sticks before, they are intense artistry to say the least. They're literally like full coverage enough to cover my scandals. So we definitely love this, and we have a whole lot that we need to cover today, so I'm gonna just go in with this all over my face, starting off with the brows, and once again, really pushing it in there, gal, to make sure everything is full coverage, and then just going in with that everywhere else. Then I'm just gonna take a damp beauty blender. This one is a very, very old one. You definitely do not want to use a new one, that is for sure, because this is full coverage, and I can guarantee you're gonna have to throw this out after this video. Trust me. Then I'm gonna grab the Krylon TV Paint Stick in the shade 00. This one is literally just pure white, and I'm gonna use this to highlight my face, starting off right in the center in between the brows, just like that. Then I'm gonna do one line right down, oops, the nose. We'll get her there. I'm just gonna put this in the same place that I always put my concealer, except this is just white as opposed to normal shades. And then once again, just gonna blend that in with a beauty blender. If you're watching this video, I feel like it's probably safe to assume that at least most of you guys have seen the show, or at least heard of the show, RuPaul's Drag Race. Literally one of my favorite shows in the entire world. And if you don't know what it is a drag queen TV competition show hosted by the legendary RuPaul, and this season has been so beyond entertaining and crazy. Who are your guys' favorites? Let's all have a discussion down in the comments below. Aquaria, literally love her the most. I've been following her since she had like 30,000 followers on Instagram, and now she's on season 10, which is so crazy. She actually did my makeup 2 years ago when I was in New York for, I think, Generation Beauty, which is a big beauty convention, and it was so cool meeting her and just seeing her progression. I literally love her makeup, so today's look is definitely gonna be heavily influenced by Aquaria. I also love Eureka. I've met her in person a few times, and she is literally one of the sweetest people ever in the entire world, and I think she deserves every single single ounce of her success. She is so funny, and we definitely need a big girl winner. I think it's time, so my fingers are crossed for her. Definitely this season. I also lived for when I exchanged this entire season, all from the sponges to British accents. Oh, just loved it the most. We stan. For this tutorial, I wanted to do something a little bit different that I've actually never done ever, but also never in a drag tutorial, and I want to do my eyebrows while my face is still wet and not powdered. I see a lot of different queens doing this. A lot of queens start off with their eyebrows first. Can't do that, still a little bit too spooked, and clearly I have to cover mine, but I want to try to go into the cream product. I'm going to use the Anastasia Dip Brow, and I'm just going to sketch them in and then set powder over top. Hopefully, we're gonna have to see. My hand is shaking, hello? I hate drawing in eyebrows. I do not like that eyebrow. Drawing eyebrows as a drag queen is so hard. Like, oh, this is literally so challenging. Oh, and now it's taking off my foundation underneath my eyebrow. What the heck? Yes, okay, this is kind of what we want, roughly. I literally don't understand how drag queens cover their eyebrows and then can draw on new eyebrows and have it look like smooth and not crusted. I'm pretty good at brow cover at this point, but no matter what, like something always still looks so wrong. When I clean that up, that could be usable. Oh, that's an ugly eyebrow. How do people do this? That is way too arch. Like, why is that all the way up there? It's like all the way on my forehead. I hate this. What's going on? Okay, these literally look the worst, but you know what? That's what we have concealer for, and thank God that I did not set these in place, because now I'm gonna grab some Shape Tape and a MAC 242 brush, a lot of Shape Tape, and I'm gonna go and clean up these brows. Oh, see, that's a woman. That's a woman.
That eyebrow is everything.
Okay, we love her. Concealer, woo! Now this one, on the other hand, oh, she's the struggle sister. It's always the eyebrows that get me good. Every time. They got me good again. All right, so literally 45 minutes later, and no, I'm not kidding. Wish I was. Both brows are now on and even. So what I'm gonna do is just go in quickly and blend out any creases that I gathered underneath my eyes while crying over my brows looking horrible. Then I'm just gonna take a dense powder puff and some Coty Airsun powder, and I'm gonna set my entire face, including my brows, with this. Let's see if this works, okay? So far, so good. This took 60,000 years. I think I actually like this technique of doing my brows while the creams are still wet a lot more than drawing them on later on. Thanks, Sister Aja. I'll definitely be doing this. Okay, so now that the face is all set and locked right in place, we have to contour. And contour is a very, very vital step to drag makeup, being that you have to go from a brother to a sister, so we definitely need to add a lot more dimension back to the face. So I'm gonna grab my Morphe M554 brush and the Anastasia contour kit and dip into the lightest shade right up in here and just add this right over the same places that I put the white highlight earlier. Gonna pop this right there. Oh, that did not do anything. Okay, I'm actually gonna take the Jeffree Star Cosmetics Blood Sugar eyeshadow, and dip into the shade Glucose, which is literally just a white eyeshadow with the same exact brush, but I know that this white is very, very pigmented, so I'm gonna use a little bit of it to highlight the center of my face. I was gonna place the shade right underneath my eyes, right up against my nose contour to brighten up the center. Oh, I should have used the KKW powder. I'm gonna grab the KKW Beauty Brightening Powder in the shade number 1 and the same exact brush to use that to highlight my face instead. And then we're gonna go back into the Anastasia contour kit and I'm gonna use my Morphe M405 and use this to chisel out my face. I'm starting right at the top of my ear, right in my sideburn region, and doing circular light motions, going right down. And I'm kind of keeping this contour a little bit higher than I would normally go for more of a feminine lifted cheekbone type look. Oh yeah, just like that. Pretty, we love. Same thing on the other side. Definitely need to really chisel out my 5 head as well. And when contouring, I'm kind of blending in like a circular motion, if that makes sense, where like the lightest point being right here, and then kind of fading out, circular ombre sunset situation into a very, very dark hairline. Of course, you have to also snatch the nose, so I'm just gonna grab my Benefit Hoola bronzer and the JD Rady 180 from Luxie Beauty dual-ended nose contouring brush. Good Lord. You guys know I live for a good snatch nose, and drag queens honestly were definitely a huge inspiration for me when it came to learning how to nose contour and how I liked my nose to really look. So we're gonna make it look even more pinched than usual. And once that contour's on there, I'm gonna grab that KKW brightening powder and the Beauty Blender once again, and I'm actually gonna press this right into the side of the nose contour to really snatch it right up and to give that perfect illusion. Look at her. She's Sister Snatched. To really finish off and brighten that nose, I'm gonna take the NYX Jumbo Eye Pencil in the shade Milk. This is the pure white one. I am scared to do this, but once again, I've seen a lot of different queens do this, so hopefully this will work for Sister James. And I'm gonna put a little dollop right on the tip. You're kidding. Hello? Oh, that worked! And last but finally not least, for the base, I'm just gonna go with my MAC Peaches blush. You guys know this is my all-time favorite on my Morphe E4 brush, and give myself an actual, for once, really decent coverage a blush. You guys know I don't usually like a lot of blush in my looks, but when it comes to drag, we do have to make the highlights and the contours a lot more intense, so blush is a really nice job of marrying everything together for a more soft but still intense look. So finally the base is done and we get to move on to the eyes, thank the Lord, but I do want to do one last thing before we do, and that is bake our face to really intensify the highlights even more. So I'm going to grab a little bit more of the Coty Airsun powder and my damp beauty sponge, and I'm just going to bake. Alright guys, so let's move right ahead with the eyes. The first palette I want to go in with today is the Jeffree Star Blood Sugar eyeshadow palette, and I'm gonna grab the shade Glucose first, which is this white shade right up here, and use this to highlight the brow bone. This is by far one of the most pigmented white shadows I have ever used, and I definitely want to give the brow bone a good highlight to kind of lift everything up. Next, I'm gonna grab a big fluffy brush. This is the Morphe M441. Use code James for 10% off, and dip into the shade Ouch, and just use this as a light transition shade. I'm gonna pop this color right above the crease and just blend this up right into the white, just to give a nice wash of color and to get the eye makeup started. I'm next gonna switch over to the Morphe 39A palette. This is the palette that I actually modeled for the Morphe Holiday Collection. Unfortunately, it is now sold out and gone for good, but basically I'm just gonna be using cool tone brown shadows today, so use any palette that has similar shades. Using a fluffy crease brush, I'm gonna dip into this shade right over here, and I'm gonna use this to deepen up the crease a little bit. I'm just using little circular motions to really build up that color, once again staying right above that natural crease line, because we're gonna make our eyes look way bigger. Then grabbing a smaller pointed fluffy brush, this is the Morphe M506. I'm gonna dip into this dark brown shade right up in here and use that to really deepen out the crease. Going back into my big fluffy brush, I'm going to blend that out a little bit and make sure that doesn't look too harsh. Now that we have our crease shadow all laid out and nice and blended, I'm gonna take a white concealer. This is the LA Girl Pro Concealer in the shade white. Obviously, hello, and a MAC 242 brush and just cut out that crease. Perfect. Wow, cool. Once again, gonna dip back into that Morphe M224 and the Glucose shade from the Blood Sugar palette and then set that white in place. I do want to add a little bit of sparkle and glow to the lid, so I'm gonna grab the Stila Liquid Metals in the shade Perlina and put this over the white area that I just set in place. Then before that sets in place, I'm gonna pack on the NYX Glitter in the shade MGLI 05. And then to be really extra, before we go in and add the winged liner, I wanna do one last step, and that is gonna be to glue on some individual Swarovski crystals. I learned this trick from Naomi Smalls and it always looks so stunning from far away. The crystals just sparkle so beautifully on the lid, so I'm gonna pop a few on just using lash glue and tweezers. So next up in the eyes is going to be the wing slash like outer shadow moment, and I tried to do this technique in my Coachella festival makeup tutorial, but it did not work at all. So we're gonna try again today, fingers crossed. I know Aquaria does this all the time in her looks and it always looks the best, so I need to have faith in myself, but I'm gonna take just a light piece of cardboard. Hey, Miss Laura Lee, this is from her PR package, and just a fluffy brush and dip into black eyeshadow. Wish me luck, tap off the excess, and I'm gonna place this card right here on my face, right up against my eye, and I'm gonna press it very firmly into my skin, and then I'm just gonna go right in and start blending the black right up against that, blending on the edge, blending in the crease, just making sure it looks like nice and not super harsh. Then before I remove that, I'm gonna take a blending brush from before that had the brown on it and go over this edge right here, and then when I remove it, yay, it worked this time! We have a nice and defined black line. Oh, thank God. Okay, great. Thanks, Laura Lee. So now I'm gonna continue this black right down into the corner of my eye to prepare to bring it into the lower lash line in a second. Once that black shadow's on there, I'm just gonna go into the black liquid liner and just line right up against that water line, just so when we put on lashes, there's no like weird shadow moments. So that is the top lid all complete. A lot goes into drag makeup, as you can see, but let's go ahead and move on to the bottom lower lash line, which will be a whole lot easier, thank God. I'm first gonna start by grabbing that NYX Jumbo Eye Pencil in Milk once again and lining my lower lash line. And then when I get to the inner corner, instead of following my natural eye shape, I'm kind of extending that white down a little bit to kind of follow straight forward and out. Once again, I'm gonna set that white in place using the Glucose Single Shadow from the Blood Sugar palette. Next, to begin the shadow portion, I'm just gonna dip into the same black that I used for the upper lash line, tap off the excess, and being super careful, I'm going to blend this right right along the lower lash line, connecting the wing right up in the outer corner. And then using a small fluffy crease brush, this is the Morphe M433. I'm gonna dip into that same cool tone brown translucent shade from before and just blend right underneath that crease and into the inner corner. And last but finally not least, to complete the eyes today, thank the Lord in heaven above, is going to be the lashes. And for today's look, we have, bam, the 301s. If you are a true drag fan, you know that these are like the best of the best. They are intense, but they look so stunning. And when you have this much eye makeup on, you have to match it with a good and fresh lash. So all I did was stack a regular pair of Lily lashes in the style, I believe, Miami. You guys know those are my all-time faves, and I use those because they have a little bit of a lift to them, and just glued a 301 right over top, and I'm gonna pop that on my lash line for a very, very 3D and lifted and beautiful, stunning look. I usually like to apply my lashes kind of in the middle, but for these, I'm actually gonna push on the inner corner of the lash first, being that that is by far the most important part to this look. And then I'm gonna take the outer corner of the lash and lift it out to make sure that it's not on my regular lashes. And then I'm gonna place it down. But when I actually put this lash there, I'm not gonna put the lash on my lash line. I'm actually gonna put it a little bit above my natural lash line, which is going to lift my entire eye upwards. Obviously, this is totally optional. Not gonna lie, it does feel a little bit weird to have your lash glued in the middle of your eyelid, but it really does help and give the face a little bit of a lifted look. And then also, since that area is fully covered in eyeliner, you can't even tell, and it's a full-on illusion. And finally, just gonna pop on a little bit of my favorite mascara to blend together my fake lashes with the really large big ones. Helpful hint too, if you're like me and you have pretty long bottom lashes and you decide to do this like white inner corner moment like I have right here, when you're applying your mascara, especially to the lashes in the bottom corner, be really careful and pay attention to where you're actually holding the wand, because you should try to avoid putting mascara right at the root on the inner corner and only get the mascara on the kind of second half of the lash, if that makes sense, and keep that first half of the lash white from the eyeliner, because then it keeps that illusion going of the white inner corner with the black mascara underneath. Because if you get black mascara all the way up to the root in this inner corner right here, it's gonna kind of get away from that illusion, just like I have on this lash, but you get what I mean, hopefully. All right, sisters, and finally that is one eye all complete. I am literally loving how this is turning out so far. I'm gonna go ahead and do the other one off camera quickly, and I'll be right back to finish off the rest of the look. All right, guys, so those are both eyes all complete, and I was a little bit worried about this look at first, not gonna lie. I'm never really confident in my full drag looks until they come together, but now, oh my God, I am literally loving this. I feel like I just ripped Aquaria's face right off of her and just popped it right on mine, and I am loving. I feel beautiful. So let's go ahead and move on. Our next step is going to be the glow. I'm first gonna give my skin a good spritz of the MAC Fix Plus, being that I've literally put on 64 million pounds of makeup and powder, and my skin's feeling a little bit dry. For highlighter today, I'm gonna dip into my fave, the Tarte Top Yacht Pressed Pigment, and I'm gonna pop that right on the high points of my face. Ready for this? Oh yeah. There she is, girl. Then of course, just grabbing a pencil brush. This is the M431, and just gonna pop that right over the Sister Snatched Schnage. For the lips today, I definitely feel like I go with nude when it comes to drag looks a lot, so I don't want to do that. And for today's look, I want to do a really, really bright red. So I'm going to use the Kylie Boss lip liner to outline them first. And we have to overline, of course. Then I'm just going to fill this in using the matching Kylie liquid lipstick. All right, sisters, so we are all done, and the last step of the day is going to be to lock this face in place, so we are performance and season 11 ready. I'm gonna use the Skindinavia makeup finishing spray and just give myself a pretty heavy spritz. All right, babes, so that is the makeup all complete, but we still have a little bit more of a transformation to do. So I'm gonna go throw on some jewelry, a wig, and a different outfit, and I'll be right back to show you guys the finished look. Hi, sisters. All right, you guys, this is the completed drag look for today. I threw on a bra and a t-shirt and some pants. I went and took a picture of the full look right up in here, and I just feel so beautiful and so confident, and I think this is by far my favorite drag look that I have ever done. I had so much fun filming this video today, and like I was saying beforehand, RuPaul's Drag Race is by far my #1 favorite TV show of all time. It is just so amazing, and the art of drag has inspired me so much throughout being a person and also my makeup routine, so that's super, super cool. Congratulations congratulations to the top 4 queens. You all absolutely slayed it. Definitely leave me a comment down below and tell me who you want to win. I am definitely Team Aquaria and Team Eureka. If you guys did enjoy this video today, please don't forget to give it a big thumbs up down below and subscribe if you have not already. Come join the sister. It is a pretty lit time, and click that bell icon so you can be notified every time I upload a brand new video. If you'd like to follow me on my makeup journey, you can follow me on Instagram and Twitter. They're both just James Charles, and my Snapchat for more behind the scenes type stuff is James Charles with an extra S after Charles. This video's sister shout out goes to sister Donna. Thank you so much, baby, for always following and supporting. You know I love you so much. And if you would like to be the next video sister shout out, make sure to always retweet your video links when they go live on Twitter. Alright, sisters, thank you for watching. I love you so much, and I will see you in the next one. Now, sashay away.